For some time now, experts have held that the phenomenon of shareholder activism is in a nascent stage in India. But there can still be no doubt that cases of shareholder activism are on the rise in the country. Meanwhile, proxy advisory firms continue to raise red flags when they feel that something is amiss. This year itself, there have been a number of instances where shareholders have challenged promoters and management. Let's examine how this rising tide has impacted India Inc. Towards the end of September this year, Pune-based Kinetic Engineering Limited's shareholders rejected the company's proposal to increase Managing Director Ajinkya A. Firodia's remuneration. Earlier in September, Ekta Kapoor and Shobha Kapoor, who are part of Balaji Telefilms' promoter group, faced shareholder iron and failed to obtain the necessary votes on resolutions proposing pay increase for them. In August of 2021, shareholders voted down Siddharth Lal's reappointment as Eicher Motors Managing Director. It was reported that the shareholders were against a proposal to hike Lal's salary by 10%, as it outpaced the revenue and profit growth clocked by the firm last year amid the COVID pandemic. Recently, Eicher Motors again sought shareholders' nod on Siddharth Lal's remuneration. In the past few months, shareholders have overwhelmingly voted against the remuneration proposals for the chairman of Balakrishna Industries Limited, Hero Motocorp Limited, and Bajaj Auto Limited. Clearly, shareholders are not taking kindly to proposals for upping the remuneration takeaways of top executives under the current circumstances. But that's not the only angle of attack amid the rising tide of shareholder activism. Consider the Z case, for instance. On 11 September, Invesco Developing Markets Fund and OFI Global China Fund had asked the Z Entertainment Enterprises Board to convene an EGM to induct 6 of the nominees. In the same letter, Invesco had also proposed the removal of CEO and MD Puneet Goenka and 2 other directors from the board in the EGM. The 2 other directors in question were Manish Chokhani and Ashok Kurian. Subsequently, Chokhani and Kurian resigned. Invesco recently took the matter to the NCLT. As a result, on 30th September, the NCLT directed the Z board to consider Invesco's requisition for an EGM. Even one of the biggest names in India Inc. has been a target of shareholder activism. Yasser Al-Rumayyan, the chairman of Saudi oil producer Aramco and the governor of that country's sovereign wealth fund, was appointed an independent director on the board of Reliance Industries on 19 July. The appointment has now come up for the shareholder vote, and the voting process will end on 19th October. Based on the recommendations of proxy advisory company Glass Lewis, the California State Teachers Retirement System has decided to vote against Al-Rumayyan's appointment. According to the proxy advisory firm, since Al-Rumayyan has a key role in the operations of Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund and Aramco, he does not qualify to be an independent director. PIF has already invested Rs 9,555 crores in Reliance Retail and Rs 11,367 crores in RIL's Jio platforms. Meanwhile, Aramco and RIL have been in talks for another equity deal that involves 20% of Reliance's oil-to-chemical business. Meanwhile, the Florida State Board of Administration is also against the appointment. Only time will tell how things will play out in some of these evolving cases. However, whatever the end result, one clear fact emerges when you consider all the cases we have spoken about today. Clearly, if India Inc. wants to keep itself free from such tussles, it needs to prepare itself for a more transparent future with higher corporate governance standards.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.